If it picks,
I would do this ASAP.
I know, right? We were all saying, let's get it done. All right, now it's going to work.
100% to Kari exclusively.
Yeah.
There's no one here.
Now it's working. Yay. That's exciting. All right. I'll go into D2L and open it. Yes, I feel like a lot of you guys were going to go today.
I thought there was someone else who was supposed to go.
Like 3 of yous?
Yes.
Was there 3? Are you going?
Yes. Yeah.
So I can open assignments. I forget which one I told you to turn it into. Like this?
No,
This? Oh, yeah. Whoa. We got a lot. And then help me spell your last name because I'm.
Me.
You want to go first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thomas.
I just passed it. Didn't I?
I'm right there.
So maybe I don't see anything. Did I go to the wrong thing?
No, I think I didn't submit it.
Like,
Oh, okay.
Mine's right there, but mine's don't got one.
Okay, yours is in there?
Put yours in. I have to put mine in.
Oh, you do. Mine is under there. Okay.
Is yours
I'm
showing up?
Janiyah Wilson.
Yeah. I wonder if it lets me download it. Is
Oh, shit. You care about that?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You're like, I want to get it over with now.
I want to too. I don't even got mine turned in, so just do it.
All right.
Okay, I did postpartum and postpartum is the time period after a child is born, after a woman has a baby. And it can last for up to 6 to 12 weeks, and recovery can go away or continue, it just varies on the person and their feelings. And it mostly focuses on the physical healing, emotional adjustment, and caring for a newborn.
Mhm.
How and when we diagnose postpartum. First, the clinician will determine the disorder that a person meets for the criteria. Then the clinician will apply with party-parent onset, and that is the DSM-5 pacifier. And with peripartum onset is a symptom that begins during pregnancy or within 4 weeks after delivery. And you are diagnosed when at least 5 depressive symptoms are present. So after they realize like, oh, you've had all these symptoms, then they'll diagnose you. One symptom must be depressed of mood or a lost interest of pleasure to determine that you have postpartum.
Oops.
Okay. And then examples of the symptoms can be loss of interest in activities, sleep or appetite changes, fatigue, feelings or worthless of guilt, thoughts of death or suicide towards yourself or the baby. It could have emotional and mental changes on you. They have hormonal changes. So after the delivery, there's a sudden drop in estrogen and proestrogen, hormones that were very high during pregnancies. Those hormones directly affect the brain chemistry, and it could cause things as mood swings, anxiety, or irritability. Also, you can have sleep deprivation. New moms often get it because they don't get a lot of sleep. So they only get a little bit of sleep, which has a big impact on mental health because of the lack of sleep. And it can also increase anxiety and depression, make emotions harder to regulate, lower stress tolerance. And then the last one is psychological adjustment. And having a baby is like a major life change. So like when we have kids, we're gonna, we're gonna have kids. It's gonna be like a big life change. So a lot of people lose independency. They change in identity. It's like trying to adjust to their new body, and they have pressure to be a good parent because they're trying to make sure they're being a good parent, and it's just mentally on them. And then they have fear of making mistakes with the newborn baby or harming the baby.
It's hard.
This is a short video explaining.
I'm gonna just copy it.
Okay, yeah, I made sure it will open.
Okay. And then we'll go over to here because it is already in YouTube. There we go.
Okay.
Are you Russian?
I am.
Thanks for meeting me here. You're exhausted. You're unsure if breastfeeding is going right. Why is the baby crying? I mean, there can be a wide range of emotions in the first couple weeks. 80% of women will experience this. And we kind of label that as kind of the baby blues. So that's normal. Expect that to happen. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel. However, for about 15% of women, it goes beyond that. And that is what we would label as postpartum depression. If they start experiencing symptoms 9 months down the road, they don't necessarily relate it back to the pregnancy. But really anything in the first 1 year we would label as postpartum depression. Classic symptoms of depression, feeling hopeless, crying too much. Sometimes it just shows up as irritability. Of course, if you're ever having feelings of wanting to hurt yourself or wanting to hurt others, we need people to seek out help immediately. The biggest thing that I want to instill to women is that they just need to be open about it. There's no need to feel shame, to blame themselves. They are not being bad moms. They shouldn't feel like failures. They just need to be open about it.
That comes with a lot. Oh yeah, you got your last slide. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my conclusion. My conclusion is postpartum is a major physical and emotional transition after having a baby.
This week we are talking about a common.
And if you start early trying to get help, you won't be depressed for long and you'll be able to get back to yourself. As a mother, you shouldn't feel ashamed to seek out or help when you're going through postpartum.
Awesome. Thank you. Any questions? See if we get is yours in there now? Man, how do I always break that down? All right, let's see if I can go back to submissions and plug.
Oh, you're recording.
Okay. I do. You don't have to be in there unless
I don't
you
care.
want to. It's for those. Oh yeah, somebody already signed in. So you can say hi. Or do they already? Oh, they're gone. See ya.
Oh, there's 0 people.
They signed in and act like they watched it. All right. Such is life nowadays. There we go. Do you want PDF? I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Summer. My presentation is on generalized anxiety disorder. Generalized anxiety disorder, according to the DSM, is defined as excessive, uncontrollable anxiety and worry occurring more days than not for at least 6 months about multiple events or activities, causing significant distress or impairment. Some key features are persistent and excessive worry about everyday issues, worry about various domains such as work or school. Worry can be difficult to control, restlessness, easy fatigue, difficulty concentrating, irritability, muscle tension, and sleep disturbance. It is diagnosed by observing the following criteria. Children only have to have one of these criteria. Excessive anxiety occurring more days than not for at least 6 months, difficulty controlling worry or is associated with 3 or more key symptoms. The disturbance is not better explained by another mental disorder such as panic disorder, schizophrenia, anything like that. This is what makes the most sense. And the disturbance is not attributable to the psychological events or physiological events of a substance or another medical condition. These are some statistics about it. It affects 3.1%.
I did it again. Sorry. I zoomed way too much.
3.1%, 6.8 million adults of the US population. Only 43.2% are receiving treatment. I put in parentheses healthcare stigma because a lot of times people are scared of doctors, they're scared of receiving treatment, they're scared of facing what's actually going on with them, so they don't get the care that they actually need. Women are twice as likely to be affected by generalized anxiety disorder. An estimated 5.7% of adults have experienced it at some point in their lives, and an estimated 2.2% of adolescents had GAD, with a 0.9 having severe impairment. Treatment involves psychotherapy, medication, or both. Treatment plans are catered to the person's needs, preferences, and medical situation. So here are some ways that it's treated. We have cognitive behavioral therapy, which is a type of psychotherapy. It helps people become aware of automatic ways of thinking that are inaccurate or harmful, question them, and change self-defeating behaviors. Acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, encourages non-judgmental acceptance of thoughts and behaviors. Strategies such as mindfulness and goal setting reduce a person's discomfort and anxiety. People also take antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications, and support groups can be helpful as well. And here's my little video.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it doesn't want to work. He taught me how to do it.
I know how to embed it. People are smart like that. Maybe I just need to
I found
download
the
it.
video, copy paste the link, and then put it on my passport, and then he was able to click it.
Maybe. It's so weird. Now it doesn't want to do
I
it.
can still look it up. So like maybe.
It literally was messing up my mojo.
Oh, that's okay. So
I hit flow
Dr.
state.
Dave Anderson. Dr. Dave Anderson.
Move out the way so you guys can see. There it is.
Boom.
Sometimes. But kids who are struggling with generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD, feel anxious either most or all of the time. These worries can be about anything and everything. They don't get better and they don't go away on their own. Today, we're going to take a look at generalized anxiety disorder, sometimes called GAD, what it is, how to spot it, and how it's treated. Let's start with the symptoms of generalized anxiety disorder. The anxiety caused by GAD is intense and persistent. It doesn't change when things get better, and it doesn't seem to go away. Anxiety caused by GAD is different from regular run-of-the-mill worries. First, it's usually not realistic. Small problems turn into big stresses. For example, automatically assuming someone is angry if they don't respond to a text right away, or worrying that a perfectly healthy family member might just suddenly die. Second, people with GAD are self-conscious, constantly worrying about being perfect and living up to expectations that others are judging them, or feeling intensely afraid of doing or saying something embarrassing. It continues no matter what's actually happening in the person's life. The anxiety caused by GAD is unwanted, often uncontrollable, and it doesn't necessarily go away, even when there's a clear reason for it. For example, someone without GAD might feel anxious about an upcoming test, but when the test is over, and they might have done well, the anxiety might kind of decrease. But a person with GAD might feel the same worry about the same test, but even after they should feel relief when they get a good grade, their anxiety might stay at the same level, just shifting to worry about the next test, or a friend who might be angry with them, or worrying about a parent or loved one who's healthy and might become sick and die. The list goes on. That anxiety just sticks to the next thing you can be anxious about. People with GAD can be perfectionistic, and they can also worry a lot about living up to their own very high standards. Kids with GAD often begin avoiding doing things they might once have enjoyed or loved. They can withdraw socially, and they can also struggle in school. Other symptoms of GAD can include irritability, trouble sleeping, mainly because you're anxious, and physical signs like headaches, stomach aches, and exhaustion, again, related to kind of that physical pain of anxiety. GAD is serious, help is available, and it works. Let's take a look at how GAD is diagnosed and treated. If you're concerned that you or a child or a teenager that you know might have GAD, the first step to getting help is to make an appointment with a medical or mental health professional. This doctor or clinician will ask you, and if you're a minor, your parent or guardian, some questions to help them determine if the symptoms that brought you in meet the criteria for generalized anxiety disorder. These criteria can include being unable to control your level of anxiety, having concerns about lots of different things, often real-world worries, easily becoming very upset, and having these symptoms most days for a period often of a few months. In addition, one of these symptoms must also be present. Feeling like you can't relax, being exhausted by those worries, feeling like you can't focus because of that worry, having a quick temper or being irritable, experiencing muscle tightness or physical pains, and trouble sleeping. Children are not typically diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder until they become teenagers, and it's more common in girls than in boys, though it can definitely affect people of any gender. Let's talk about how generalized anxiety disorder is treated. Treatment for generalized anxiety disorder is usually therapy or a combination of therapy and medication. For children and teens, parents and other family members are an important part of treatment since they can help kids practice the skills they learn in therapy. The most common therapy for generalized anxiety disorder is cognitive behavioral therapy. This can also include, at times, ways of engaging in exposure therapy. When you're doing exposure therapy, a therapist can expose a child or a teen to something that triggers anxiety, beginning with something very small that might not trigger a lot of anxiety and working your way up. As a child or a teenager becomes upset or anxious, what a therapist can teach are either ways to cope with that or ways of just tolerating it and knowing that even if it doesn't necessarily go down or decrease, we can actually survive it. We repeat this process with bigger and bigger stressors to help people realize they can tolerate anxiety in any situation. Secondly, a therapist can teach a child how to recognize anxiety symptoms and how to cope more effectively when they occur. They can also discuss how the child's thinking could add to their anxiety. The therapist helps the child understand that their response is bigger than it might need to be. It can be out of proportion to the situation and teach them ways to change their thought or behavior patterns. Most CBT lasts for about 10 to 20 sessions, as long as the child or family regularly practice the new skills outside of therapy sessions. By the time you get to even the middle of CBT, most kids and teens see some significant symptom improvement. Doctors and clinicians may also suggest taking medication if symptoms are very severe. There's no one-size-fits-all approach for medication, so your doctor may suggest trying certain antidepressants that have been shown to work well for kids with GAD, or they may suggest trying certain anti-anxiety medications. Generalized anxiety disorder can be scary, but it is absolutely treatable and the treatments work. If you're concerned that you or someone you love may have GAD, reach out to a doctor or a mental health professional. To learn more, visit the Child Mind Institute Family Resource Center, which has hundreds of articles and guides to help you support children who are struggling with mental health or learning disorders. You can find a link in.
Thank you.
So that video was basically reinstating what was gone over the PowerPoint, and those are just the references to all of the information.
Awesome. Look, these want to work. Any questions? Others of you going today? Maybe, yeah, yes, possible. That's okay. Well, thank you for, excuse me, for presenting. And postpartum can show up with lots of anxiety too. You're going. Are you going? Oh, you got to go.
Yes, I'm going out of town today.
All right. Have a
Thank
good
you.
one. See ya.
Oh, yeah, I have to leave probably 15 minutes early.
That's
Is that
fine.
okay?
I was trying to get you all who haven't gone yet time to work on your thing.
I already submitted it.
Okay. Okay.
Was it? Well, I'm not sure when it was supposed to exactly be submitted.
I think you're good.
Okay,
Like you're fine.
because it said
You were-
submitted 8 days later.
right.
You know, if we were supposed to submit.
It was-
8% or something.
It was more because we wanted to give you the chance to go as early as March 4th, I think.
Okay.
That was all that it was.
Okay.
So, but if you change your mind, you want to present today, you're welcome to.
I'm just going to work first.
Yeah. All right. Well, we do have. Let me see if I can find. We're presenting our therapeutic horticulture PowerPoint coming up here in just a minute. I want to see if I can show it to you guys. Yeah, I know it's not big, but this is our grant we wrote with Dr. Hunt in collaboration. So we're presenting this at the conference coming up in New Orleans at the end of this month. So our introduction was that depression and anxiety are the most prevalent issues reported among college students. 16% of the Black population experience a mental health episode, and then 12 to 50% experience a mental health issue. CSU is experiencing a 60% increase in the number of students seeking help for depression and anxiety. This is taxing the current staff beyond the time available to assist with trauma-informed care. So the aims and purpose of us doing horticulture therapy at this university with Dr. Hunt, this project is to determine whether providing therapeutic horticulture services to students will help alleviate feelings of depression and anxiety. And then the methods we used were, I want to zoom in a little bit. If that's not too big. Okay. Therapeutic horticulture is a horticultural activity for the purpose of psychological healing. Several studies have shown that TH has a positive effect on college students' mental health, increasing awareness of psychological adjustment. The project with Dr. Hunt is implementation of the therapeutic horticulture program on campus to provide another avenue for CSU mental health professionals to assist students dealing with trauma, depression, and anxiety. So implementation includes setting up a greenhouse near the counseling services, specifically TH, training counselors, peer support. Students are being referred to the TH project by the counseling staff if they have an interest, and then even horticulture and other therapy. Counselors are training students to become peer supporters who will assist counselors in conducting TH. So we did come with some results and findings. The project is multifaceted. We want to compare pre and post mental health students who participate in therapeutic horticulture, and also students who participate in other group activities provided by the counseling services at Central State, determined by the Center for Epidemiologic Studies, depression scales, and the perceived stress scale. So both questionnaires have been shown reliable and valid. Once the study becomes available, Central State Extension will begin offering therapeutic horticulture courses to the community and through its outreach offices. A second project is assessing the effect of doing art projects in the greenhouse that has an effect on mental health of art students. The project consists the same depression and stress questionnaires as above, but included questions about aspects of the greenhouse, plants, and aspects of their artwork. So that's what we're kind of doing here at Central at the current moment. I know we were also on Ashford Chapter 6, which goes beyond the parenting stuff, but some things that come up when kids are growing up are developmental delays. That's like a slowed rate of skill acquisition. It's either speech or toilet training. Heck, even my son, he literally did not want to toilet train till he turned 4. So he just like held it. He did not want to do it. We couldn't get him into school. Well, I mean, I held off toilet training. I'm sorry. So, and then he started school at 4, but we could have started him at 3. If they're toilet trained, you can start kids at 3. Developmental disorders, so disruption in performance of skills like ADD, ADHD, and autism, and then developmental psychopathology. So healthy adaptation is impeded. And an example is anxiety. So this is the third PowerPoint you get to see anxiety on today. Hello. Are you presenting today? Okay, perfect. We're trying some psychological strengths and hazard with ADHD, the persistent inattention and hyperactivity, most common childhood behavior disorders, ADHD is the most common childhood behavior disorder, like 11% of children from 4 to 6. And that is young to diagnose it, but you could diagnose it as young as 4. And the most effective treatment is a combination of medication, autism, pervasive difficulties in social communication and interaction across multiple settings that impairs functioning. Screening can be used as early as 18 months. More than half of children with autism do not speak. I know we've already gone over the parenting styles. They kind of review it. I wanted to finish these remove series. This one's only about 18 minutes.
Wondering if you could use your FSA.
This one's kind of about it's unique. I want to hear your all's take on it because it's different. It's in another country.
Got it. Bu, ibu, ibu, bu.
Okay.
Kenapa? Pada nganjuk peas. Oke, untuk kenal. Yuk, ada vitamin, insya Allah di dalamnya. Ma, beres nama saya.
So a lot of the things in the third world, if you've ever been, is lack of access to cheap gas for like a car, use a motorbike, or electricity. So like something, even a John Deere tractor to harvest your food, or something to cool your house. So a lot of them grow their own food, dry their clothes without electricity, and you'll see some of these themes. A lot of them still go to the big major cities where most of them live. Oh, sedikit tapi yang gini ya. Karena apa? Bahasa Indonesia. Kalau kamu? So another thing is women don't have as much access to education in other countries. Sometimes they're kept back for help at the house or for whatever reason. You'll see that as a common thing. In the bigger cities, you also see a lot of street performers, like kids, or somebody might wash your windshield or something just for money, just to get by.
Burung pasir, mengapa panas hawanya? Selalu, selalu, selalu panas dan haredang. Haredang, haredang, haredang. Panas, panas, panas. Selalu, selalu, selalu panas dan haredang. Haredang, haredang. Lanjutkan terjuang. Sok yang babaturan deh. Halus, 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 halus. Haridang, haridang, panas, panas, panas.
Pak, mau gurunya dia. Pak. Dia motor digital 2 juta. Enggak.
Pandang.
Bayar sekali, Bu.
Oh, nah pandang saya aja ke sekolah.
Itu kosong, ya main layangan bola. dong. Kamu nggak apa-apa? Jadi kita pergi dulu. Sakit nggak? Ada yang sakit nggak? Boleh ya. Jangan takut naon di jantung satu. Aku ada. Aku ini video. Ini joget. Joget. Oh, kamu bisa joget TikTok. Oh, joget TikTok. Oh, kamu bisa joget TikTok. Kamu aku videoin dulu ya. Joget doang videonya kalau daripada dia mau klik sama aku. Biar nggak mau ya bareng ya. Bareng ya, Mama ya. Mau bikin video gimana deh? Videoin deh. Nih, udah mau videoin ya. Nah, bikin TikTok apa lagi nih? Ya. Bikin video ya. 1, 2, 3. Hai guys, karena aku orangnya peduli banget sama anak-anak kecil kan. Jadi aku berbagi, jadi aku kasih uang jajan. Aduh, pokoknya mah dapetnya agak ditendang dikit ya. 1, 2, 3. Hai, karena aku emang anaknya kan peduli banget sama anak kecil. Jadi aku mau ngasih dia uang nih. Foto ya, foto ya. 1, 2, 3. Oh, ini bagus nih. Ayo, itu si bapak anak perempuan, ayo. 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 Ini si bapak anak perempuan, ayo.
Yuk, apa-apa semuanya.
Oh, joget TikTok. Coba dong. Awalnya nggak mau rekam. Daripada dia mau klik sama aku. Dia nggak mau ya, bareng ya.
Mari pergi teh Mas teh 2 juta teh. Ya, jadi 2 juta aja. Mohon atuh gitu mah. Ya, atasnya ya. Mohon ini mah motornya ngurus banyak, kurus ya. Mohon, ya siap lah.
So I kind of forget how this one made it into the Remove series, but it's like you're removing the girls from poverty, or even just her throwing the money back in. A case of human dignity, they're just taking a picture and sharing it on TikTok and getting views from it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it's so interesting to see examples outside of America. Did you know that other countries deem us as a third world country now?
I could totally see that.
Because of everything happening.
Because I was going to ask, has anybody been to a third world country or poverty places in America? Because we have them everywhere. Yeah.
I've been to the Dominican Republic and it was scary.
Yeah.
Like, I remember my cousin had because we went for his wedding. So
Mhm.
he had gave some kids some money and they were fighting over
For money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he gave it to all of them, but they were trying to beat each other up to still.
Is the DR on the other side of Haiti?
Yeah.
So it's Haiti, DR.
Mhm.
That's where Dr. Perdomo is actually originally from.
Have you been?
I've been. It was, I think my dad had gotten, so we visited cocoa plant there, and we visited where they grew coffee, but we stayed at Hard Rock Cafe. So it wasn't the same way or Hard Rock. It was Punta Cana. I think it's kind of a tourist destination. It's not like when I lived in Nicaragua where it was all Dirt floor, lived like they did, ate like they did, stayed where they did. So it was, yes, I've been there, but if it was a different experience, I feel like it's like white sand beaches and like all you can everything is what I call it. Hard Rock Resort is all you can eat, all you can drink, all you can everything. So it's right. And it is cheap or whatever, but then yeah, you go right outside the resort and you see it. And I'd already been to live in Nicaragua, lived in El Salvador, taking a bus through Mexico and Guatemala down to, well, as far as Costa Rica and these.
I want to visit Mexico so bad.
Yeah. There's quite a few. I don't know if we do any trips through here anymore, but even Appalachia in America, you see quite a bit of this type of stuff too. Yeah, it's different. As maybe everybody has a flushable toilet, maybe everybody has electric or subsidies, but yeah, it's definitely something worth considering. So,
I have a question.
yeah.
So if you're gonna like work or like volunteer with the Peace Corps and you're gonna go like try to provide like social services and stuff like that in a third world country, like how do you learn the laws and like the customs and everything so that like you're safe and like they don't take advantage of you?
That would be a big part of the training with, if it's Peace Corps, Jesuit Volunteer Corps, Teach for America even. We have Jesuit Volunteer International. Yeah, that's at JVI. That is part of your training. They do like 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks before you go to catch you up on all that stuff.
Did you go through that?
I did. I went through the training, at least for the country that I've been in.
Yeah.
I know they didn't accept me to a service learning semester in Nepal because I was transparent about recently have quit smoking and drinking, and they were afraid if you get caught with weed over in Nepal, like they like cut your hands off, some like weird shit. So I remember that, but then they accepted me on the Nicaragua trip, and they did all the trainings, all the stuff to get you ready, and all the medicines you need, and but yeah, the Jesuit Volunteer International is one, the Peace Corps. I'm trying to think. I mean, we have quite a few. There's even AmeriCorps within the United States, if you guys have ever heard of that. It's kind of like having a Peace Corps experience that's in the U.S. instead of overseas.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good like introductory.
Yeah, some people do it while they're doing their MSWs. They give you like housing and like, you know, do it in a city. Teach for America is kind of another one that's more related to teaching, but some MSW programs have these like spring break trips where you'll go see other countries like that too. I know that UC had one. I'm pretty sure NKU had one. So you find them a lot because it does. It just opens a different portal in your mind, so to speak. You know, like it's different. So yeah, like I said, I don't know why they chose that one. I've never seen the write-up, but what do you guys think as to why they picked that story? I don't know if I've seen the write-up on it before. It is, okay. Add another story. Highlight a resiliency of kids and allow us to get a glimpse into their hearts. From this one, they went to Indonesia. 12-year-old Ayu spends her days bustling streets of Bandung, Indonesia, playing music for donations to provide for her family while dreaming of a better life. Ayu is constantly reminded through her intermittent access to social media of the stark gap between her world and those more fortunate. She longs to join her friends in public school, but cannot afford the mandatory costs of a school uniform. So she selflessly toils to look after her younger brother and find ways to help lift her family from an obscure life of poverty. Set against the backdrop of densely populated city in Java, Ayu seems most invisible as she moves through traffic past shops, restaurants, and entertainment venues teeming with middle and upper class Indonesians. and glitzy, confident young influencers who are oblivious to the barefoot, dirty children who are both everywhere and nowhere. IU is played by Intan, a kind, hardworking preteen entrepreneur whose life closely mirrors her character in this film. Intan delivers a strikingly authentic, raw performance, illuminating the reality of the urban poor, contrasted with the rising wealth around them, the enticing facade of social media frenzy, which I think they've said billions of us have cell phones. That's one thing almost everybody's starting to get. So imagine you can see in through a window to somebody's life of riches and you've got something different. Technological tools that connect only those who can afford to possess them. After filming this movie, Intanon was able to use her earnings and finally purchase her school uniform or fulfill her dreams attending middle school. She also invested in equipment to rent to other street vendors, creating an income stream for her family.
I think that people who are more privileged and fortunate can tend to be in their own bubble, so they don't really have that awareness of people who are less fortunate, which is why I feel like those girls, they probably didn't see the harm in going up to her and like trying to do that. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Right. Yeah.
They were ignorant.
For sure. Yeah.
But they didn't recognize their privilege.
Yeah. It's just definitely crazy. All of the things that we see and learn, and now you guys have spring break.
Yes.
I know. I was promising to let you out so you could enjoy spring break or work on your thing that you wanted to, so we can